It's Saturday morning. You wake up, you grab your iPhone, maybe check Instagram. You're thirsty. You crave a Coke. Actually, no. You're feeling rebellious. You grab the Pepsi. You book an Uber to go to the bank. You feel in control. You are the master of your wallet, a free thinker in a free market. It feels like freedom, except you're not. You're not a customer, you're a battery. And that free market, it's basically Disneyland for adults, but the rides are rigged, and the mouse owns your house. Because if you look behind the curtain, past the logos, past the CEO interviews, past the social media outrage, you realize something terrifying. They aren't competing, they're roommates, and they all answer to the same landlord, a shadow so big it eclipses the sun. Enter BlackRock. We are talking about a war chest of $10 trillion. Let's pause and look at that number. That's not Jeff Bezos buying a yacht money. That's Jeff Bezos looks like a broke college student money. That is the GDP of Germany and Japan combined, with enough change left over to buy the entire crypto market. If BlackRock was a country, it would be the third richest superpower on Earth. But they don't have an army. They don't have borders. They have something way more powerful. They have your retirement fund. Meet Larry Fink. He doesn't look like a Bond villain. He looks like the guy who teaches your high school geography class. He wears glasses. He talks about sustainability. He seems nice. But this guy effectively owns the world. From the house you rent, to the media you watch, to the medicine you take. He is the Wi-Fi of modern capitalism, invisible everywhere. And if he disconnects, we are all back to the Stone Age. So, how the hell did one company swallow the global economy? To understand the beast, we have to go back to 1986. The mullets were majestic, and Larry Fink was a Wall Street rock star. He was making millions for First Boston Bank. He was the golden boy. Until he wasn't. One morning, Larry woke up, and his department had lost $100 million. Just like that. Poof. He didn't just lose money. He lost his reputation. He was exiled. Most people would have quit and opened a bagel shop. But Larry got obsessed. He realized Wall Street was gambling blind. They were throwing darts in the dark. He didn't want to gamble anymore. He wanted to be the casino. So he built a weapon. He didn't build a nuke. He built a computer program. He called it Aladdin. It stands for Asset, Liability, Debt, and Derivative Investment Network. Acronyms are boring. But this thing is Skynet. Aladdin isn't just a calculator. It is the central nervous system of the global economy. Today, Aladdin monitors every trade, every risk, every heartbeat of the market. It scans $21 trillion of assets daily. Every major bank uses it. The European Central Bank uses it. Even the US Federal Reserve, the people who print the money, hire BlackRock to tell them what to do with it. When the government is scared, they call Larry. Think about that. The game is supposed to be survival of the fittest. But if everyone is using the same cheat codes, is it really a game anymore? But here is where it gets personal. You might be thinking, okay, rich people stuff. Who cares? I don't own stocks. Wrong. You don't need to own stocks to be owned by BlackRock. Walk into a grocery store. Look at the shelves. Unilever, Nestle, PepsiCo, Coca-Cola. It looks like a diverse marketplace. But look at their shareholders. Top of the list, BlackRock. Go to a pharmacy. Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, Merck. Competitors? Nope. Top shareholder, BlackRock. Media companies, Fox News, CBS, Disney. They tell you different stories. They fight different culture wars. But guess who owns a massive chunk of all of them? You guessed it. It is the illusion of choice. You are walking down a hallway with 1,000 doors, but every single one of them opens into Larry Fink's living room. And he charges you rent just for standing there. So, BlackRock owns the companies. But companies have to follow the law, right? And the government makes the laws. So surely Uncle Sam is still in charge. Adorable. Here is the dirty little secret that Washington doesn't want you to think about. BlackRock doesn't just lobby the government. In times of crisis, BlackRock becomes the government. Flashback to 2008. The financial world is burning. Lehman Brothers is dead. Wall Street is screaming. The Federal Reserve is panicking. They look around the room and realize they have no idea what they are doing. So, who do they call? They call Larry. The US government hired BlackRock to clean up the mess. They gave Larry Fink the keys to the treasury and said, "Please fix it." Let that sink in. The government printed billions of taxpayer money, your money, and handed it to a private company to decide which banks lived and which banks died. And guess what happened in 2020 when the pandemic hit? Same thing. The Fed needed to prop up the corporate bond market. Who did they hire? BlackRock. They have become the fourth branch of government, unelected, unaccountable. And unlike the other branches, they never have to leave office. Presidents come and go. Larry Fink stays. But owning the government and the banks wasn't enough. They wanted to control behavior. Enter ESG, environmental, social, and governance. On the surface, it sounds great. Who doesn't want to save the planet? But in the hands of BlackRock, ESG isn't about charity. It's a weapon. Since BlackRock manages trillions, they are the biggest shareholder in almost every major company. If a CEO wants to keep his job, he has to keep Larry happy. If Larry sends a letter saying, "You need to reduce your carbon footprint," the CEO doesn't ask why. He asks how fast. Because if he says no, BlackRock dumps the stock, the price crashes, and the CEO gets fired. They call it soft power. I call it having a gun to your head. They are forcing entire industries to dance to their tune, bypassing democracy entirely. And now, they are coming for the one thing you have left, the American dream, housing. You might have noticed that buying a house recently feels impossible. Prices are insane. You are bidding against cash buyers who offer 20% over asking price. You think you are competing against other families? You're not. You are competing against institutional capital. BlackRock and other massive firms are buying up single-family homes by the thousands. Entire neighborhoods. They aren't buying them to live in. They are buying them to rent back to you. Why? Because a subscription model is better for business than ownership. If you own a house, you have freedom. If you rent, you are a cash cow, can be milked forever. It gives a whole new meaning to that famous phrase, "You will own nothing and you will be happy." Well, they got the first part right. So, where does this leave us? It is easy to paint Larry Fink as a villain, a puppet master pulling the strings. But the tragedy is much darker than that. BlackRock isn't stealing our money. We are giving it to them. Remember that $10 trillion? It's our 401s. It's our pension funds. It's our savings. We work hard, we save money, we put it in the system, and the system hands it to BlackRock to buy up our neighborhoods and corrupt our politicians. We are funding our own conquest. We are feeding the beast that eats us. There is no simple way out. You can't just boycott BlackRock because they own the company you would boycott them for. They are the air in the room. But the first step to escaping the prison is realizing that you are in one. BlackRock is the ghost in the machine. They proved you don't need to conquer the world with tanks. You just need enough zeros in a bank account, a supercomputer named Aladdin, and the patience to wait until everyone else goes broke. Welcome to the new feudalism. Enjoy your stay. And remember, rent is due on the 1st.